Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone that taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. And the elect begins with 144,000. YAHAWAH, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jehovah. BAHASHAM is in the name. YAHAWASHI, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. The Wadash, which is Holy Spirit. I'm the brother Iwalumi with the GMS Chicago camp out here in Chicago. Come back at you with a relatively quick lesson. But I hope this lesson be edifying through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. Once again, I hope this lesson is edifying. I'm going to just simply entitle this lesson, Esau Edom is being exposed on all aspects, starting with the small hats, which are the Amalekites, the chief tribe of Edom. All the Edomites, starting with the chief tribe Amalek, is being exposed, man. Everything is being exposed, man, who the true people of the Lord are, finding out that they're not the people of the Lord, and ultimately different things that Esau Edom is doing to the whole planet Earth, man. The whole Earth is finding out who the true cancer is, man. That the so-called white man is the true cancer of the earth. And that, Esau Edom being exposed, it began by the way of the word, man. YAHAWASHI sent his prophets forth to ultimately to prophesy against Esau Edom, man. But I'm going to start out right here. This is the book of Jeremiah 49:10. It says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not." Right? It says, "I have made Esau bare, and I have uncovered his secret places." And right, that began with us teaching this word, man. Because Esau Edom ultimately, spread those strongholds, across the planet Earth, man. Basically, these other nations being drunk off the wine of the philosophies of America, man, that Esau Edom pushes. Because Esau Edom has been getting away with lying ever since he got back into power. Because if you read Revelations 20, it talks about Esau Edom going out to deceive the world, man. Job 9:24 said the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, man. So ever since this devil got into power, he's been spreading his lies, his deceits, and ultimately the nations has been eating it up. But we're coming to an age where now Esau Edom is being exposed on a high level, man. And it started by the way of this word, man. This word being pushed forth throughout the four corners of the world. And it says, "And he shall not be able to hide himself," because what? He's being revealed, even to the point where, you have people making, regular TikTok videos exposing this damn devil, man. Whether it be the chemtrails that he's spreading throughout the air, whether it be, people, basically picking apart the lies that, Amalek, is putting out there. Giving them a reason to ultimately to attack Iran and these smaller different countries that Israel ultimately has been pushing for the last, ever since, they, got possession of the Holy Land. Everything is being revealed, man. But let's continue. This is the book of Luke 12:2. It says, "For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known." Right? So YAHAWASHI is revealing everything, man. Which brings me to this scripture right here. I'm gonna come back to that Luke 12, because ultimately what YAHAWASHI is bringing the truth out, man. The truth is basically coming out, man, on a high level, man, as we approach the end of this man's society. Let's get to 2 Ezra 6. Let's see. Yep, 2 Ezra 6:27. It says, "For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which has been so long without fruit shall be declared." Right, ever since Abba Bivens came on the scene, man. What was that? 69, 70, 1969, 1970. Hey, this truth ultimately has been what? Been made known, man, by the way of his men, by the way of the prophets, man. Started with the men of the Lord who YAHAWASHI set up, man. We're exposing every single thing, man, by the way of the word, man. We're exposing who the Edomites are. We're exposing their hidden agenda. We're exposing their new world order. We're ultimately bringing out who the true people of the Lord are, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and ultimately, shutting down the lies of Esau Edom, man. It says, yeah, that was pretty much the point. This truth being made known, man. Because it's only, lies can only be kept only for so long, man, before the truth comes out and ultimately destroy those lies, man. That's where we're at right now, man. Those lies are being destroyed by the way of the truth, man. Esau Edom is being exposed, man. Because ultimately to protect the lie, you have to tell another lie, and then you have to tell another lie to protect that lie. You know, it's not working out too good for Esau either, man. Hey, the whole world is exposing this devil, man. And like I said before, it ultimately began, you know, by, you know what, this word coming out. Luke 12:3, it says, therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. Right, this truth being revealed, man. You know, Esau Edom being exposed on a high level, you know. So ultimately what? He's going to have to show us horns, man, pertaining to Revelation 12:12, knowing that, you know, the devil had but a short time. He's going to show us horns because ultimately he can't uphold those lies anymore, man. So he's going to ultimately, you know, show us horns, man. That's why he's going to take the internet down. That's why he's going to do all these different things, you know, to ultimately, you know, to protect himself, man, you know, because he's being exposed. Let's actually get this. This is the book of Obadiah 1:6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All right. And like I said, it all goes back to the word at the end of the day. Us basically revealing this man by the way of the word. That's why Isaiah 14 says what? Because ultimately the world is finding out who the problem is, who the cancer is, man. You know, in Isaiah 14 it says what? Is this the man that made the, loosely paraphrasing, that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Hey, ultimately what? The world is finding out that this man is the damn devil, man. This man is being exposed by everybody, man. And I have to keep saying, man, it all began by the way of this word being pushed out throughout the four corners of the world, revealing who this damn devil is, you know? Because I believe in, I believe it's 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. Let me see real quick. Bear with me for a second. I'm on limited time doing this on my lunch break, but I'm going to bring it out. Yep, 2 Thessalonians 2:3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. And right, that happened, man. Our people falling away from their heritage, forgetting who we were. Hey, we fell, hey, what was that, 70 AD? And then later on, we went through the transatlantic slave trade. You know, we lost our heritage, we lost our nationality, we lost who we were. So that falling away already happened. Except they're coming falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Right, this man of sin is being revealed. Esau Edom, man. All the lies, all the treachery, all the rape, robbery, and murder is being brought to the forefront, man. You know? And everybody is putting this man up on charges, man. This is the book of Deuteronomy 33:29. It says, happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord YAHAWAH, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency. And thy enemy shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. Why they're being found liars, man? Hey, what is that? The controversy of Zion, man, who the true people of the Lord are, man. Hey, it's being exposed. It's being revealed that these people, these Amalekites, are not the true people of the Lord, man. You know? That they got into that land in 1948, you know, that they're nothing but converts, man. You know, they got in that land by the Balfour Declaration. These people are not the people of the Lord. They're pretenders. You know, so they're actually what? They're being made, they're found liars, man. You know, and we're exposing them by the way of the word, man. They can't hide themselves, you know, as I just read, man. You know, because ultimately, you know, to keep up a lie, you have to tell another lie and tell another lie, and all those lies will eventually cave in, man. And the truth will ultimately overcome. Let's get one more and I'm going to close out. This is the book of Psalms 10:15. Let's actually get in this this version of the Bible. Let's get that Psalms 10:15, and I'm going to close out with that. This is the book of Psalms 10:15. It says, break thou the arm of the wicked. Who is the wicked? Esau Edom. Job 9:24. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. Malachi 1:4. Thou shalt call them the border of wickedness. Break thou the arm. And arm represents the power. Break thou the arm of the wicked. That's what YAHAWASHI is doing, man. It begins by the way of the word. Breaking down the strongholds by the way of this word. Breaking down the lies that Esau Edom ultimately put up. You know, it's ultimately going to begin with this word. And then YAHAWASHI is going to come physically to take this man out of power. Of the wicked and the evil man, says, seek out his wickedness till thou find none. And that right, by the way of this word, man, we're exposing this man's hidden agenda. We're exposing this man's new world order, because it's coming out, man, that this man wants to RFID hip the whole world, man. That he wants to proclaim himself as the Most High. That he wants to be like God, man. You know, Hey, it's coming out that what? That this devil was the one that's spraying chemtrails throughout the air, to the point where, like I said before, you having normal people making TikTok videos on these different things, man. He's, destroying farmlands. Amalek, which are, the individuals that's proclaiming themselves to be, the Jews, the Israelites, they're ultimately bombing, women and children indiscriminately, man. This devil is doing these things, man. It's ultimately being revealed, man. His wickedness is being revealed. It's being put up to the forefront, man. And like, I read before, he can't hide himself, man. And we're in that point right now, man. Hey, his lies is being exposed, and this devil is being known who he truly is, which is the damn devil. So with that being said, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to end up by giving all praise and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone that taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. Lord willing, I hope this lesson was edifying. Till next time, Kwame Yasharala, Shalom, and Abba Bala. Till next time, Lord willing.